Is eXp the future of real estate? And more importantly, is it somewhere that you should seriously be considering holding your real estate license? In this video, I'm going to share with you everything of what I've learned about being at eXp for 3 years and if I feel that it's right for all agents or just some agents. So stick around because we're going to drop some major value in this video. Let's get right into it. What's up, dream builder? Are you someone who's interested in creating a life by your design through all things real estate? Well, I can assure you, you are in the right place. Join me, your host, Casanova Brooks. I'm an award-winning real estate agent and investor as we uncover the top tips, strategies, and the mindset of the top real estate entrepreneurs across the world. Stay locked in because we're about to go on a journey that will change your life. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Casanova Brooks. I am a real estate agent, investor, and just an all-around real estate entrepreneur. If you don't know me, my whole goal is to make sure that I can inspire someone to live a life by their design, and that's why we have DreamNation. So I look forward to building with you, and hopefully you stick around. Just a couple housekeeping things. If you get anything out of this video, I want to ask you to smash that like button because that lets the YouTube gods know that I'm bringing value and we bring this type of heat each and every week. So stay tuned, hit that subscribe button and the bell button so you never miss out. A lot of people have asked me, Casanova, what has been your experience at eXp Realty? Do you think that it's right for a new agent? And I'm gonna share with you all of those things. The first thing that I wanna share is, for me, when I first got into the real estate game, which was now, depending on when you're watching this, this is the beginning of 2021. Now, when I first got in 6.5 years ago, I had no foundation on real estate at all. When I first got my license, I can tell you I was brand new to real estate. I had no mentor, I had no coach, I had no family that had ever been in real estate. And to keep in mind, my parents, my family, they never owned a house, car, business, never owned anything. So for us, it was brand new territory. When I say us, I mean my wife and I, because she was supporting me. I had just come off of my biggest storm and losing my mom, my job, and my home all within a matter of 2.5 weeks. So for me, I was really at a crossroads, but we also had a 2.5-year-old son. So I knew that I needed to make something shake. With her support, I was able to do 46 deals and $8 million in volume in my very first 9 months, which led to me getting the Rookie of the Year. So I say that because I was brand new and I knew that I had to make something shake. And maybe you're someone right now that's saying, hey, as a brand new agent, how do I get things going? I do want to invite you to look down below, click on the link where it says Real Estate Like the Winners, because that's where you can get a free copy of my book. And that's where I share everything of what I did in my first year to be successful. But I wanted to really talk about 3 years in, what are all the things that I'm excited about and what are the things that I always tell other people about if they're considering joining eXp. Well, the first thing is a lot of people think if I'm a newer agent, eXp is not for me. I first need to get some things under my belt. I need to understand the business and then I can come over. And here's what I would tell you. I think that that's the wrong mindset. The reason being is because the power in proximity and really understanding that association is everything to being successful, not only in real estate, but in business and life. Right? I think Jim Rohn might be the great Jim Rohn. I don't know if he was the first that said it, but he definitely said you are the sum of the people who you surround yourself with the most. Not only do you have your team and people who are financially incentivized, which are the people who help to bring you into the business, hopefully, but then you also have people all across the country who want to see you succeed. Why? Is because eXp is one international brokerage. They're not franchised. And that also means because we're agent owned and we all have ownership in the company through the publicly traded stock, we all love to see when someone else is winning, because from the eyes of the investors and the eyes of the public and the perception, that means that we all win together. So it doesn't have to be that same competition. And that's something that I've loved. When I was at my brokerage before, I can tell you, if I would have went to some of the top producers that are in my marketplace, or especially in my brokerage, some of them would be, you know, have an abundance mindset. But if we think about it, what are the things that you've been told for many years about real estate? That it's cutthroat, right? That you basically, you got to eat what you kill. You got to kill everything. And I'm saying that not to be vulgar about it, but to really understand that's the world of traditional real estate. right? But the world of the brokerage at eXp, it's all collaboration over competition. I show all the time, when you hop into the eXp workplace, which is something that all 46,000 and counting agents, depending on when you're watching this, have access to, is that collaboration piece. I mean, literally within 1 hour, you could probably pull up 30 to 40 posts within an hour in one specific group, which is the eXp referral network. And you can see people collaborating and sharing referrals all over the country. So I know that us as real estate agents, we often try to build our business through referrals. We're getting referrals, we're sending out referrals. Why? Is because that's easy money and we didn't have to go out and lead generate or pay for that from a Zillow or realtor.com or wherever. Well, think about it like this. If you are the go-to in your marketplace and you've built relationships with people in all 50 states or all over the country, and you didn't even necessarily have to leave your home to do it because you've been on Zoom calls with these people, because you've sent them referrals, and because you're all under the same team, how much can that grow your business and how much can that grow your brand? The other thing of what I love to think about if I was a younger agent is a lot of the times, or a newer agent, a lot of the times we don't have the money to be able to go out and pay for expensive lead generation. We don't have the money to be able to go out there and pay for an expensive website or an expensive CRM. But with eXp, they give you all of that at a super, super low cost price. I always explain it, KV Core, which is something that you have access to if you're at eXp, it really rivals Boomtown, because I learned about Conversion, which is essentially the parent company of KV Core. They're really one and the same. But as I learned it, there was Boomtown and there was Conversion, and they really rivaled each other. Well, then what eXp did, again, just thinking of it from a brilliant standpoint, they said, hey, instead of you, Conversion, going out and trying to land the mega producer agents and charging them, you know, $1,000 to $1,200 every single month, or even going after the big mega teams and you charging them $2,000 to $3,000 every month so they can all get websites for everybody else that's on their team, how about we do some type of a bulk or a wholesale deal where you'll get access to all of our agents, and when we get to 250,000, 350,000, 500,000 agents. Think about that and how forward thinking and long-term thinking that was. So that was huge for me. If I would have first got started, when I thought about that, even at the time where I was growing my business, I said, listen, it's not about how much money I'm making, but it's about how much money I'm keeping. And that's something that we often don't think about. So if I'm a newer agent, I'm absolutely looking at eXp. Why? Is because one, it gives me that ownership. Number two, it allows me to keep my expenses low. I don't have to pay for an office. I don't have to pay for a printer. I don't have to pay for all of this staff that I'm maybe not even gonna utilize in the beginning because I don't have the business coming in. Now, the second thing that was critical for me when I first got into the real estate business was understanding that ownership was the key to all success. Why? Is because for me growing up, my parents never owned house, car, business, land, nothing. But I learned that he or she who owns the land makes the rules. And so I was like, man, I wanted to have ownership. And then when I got into real estate, everyone was saying, hey, you gotta own, why rent? And I was like, yeah, that's right. I'm telling my clients, why would you rent? You don't wanna build someone else's wealth. Well, then as I seen, I was in a brokerage that I was renting my space. I was renting my wealth. I was building someone else's wealth. And why? Is because my brokerage, I was at a big national brokerage, and that brokerage office wound up getting sold to the corporate company. Well, how much did I get out of that? Zero. And so for you right now, no matter what company that you're at, whether it's Coldwell Bank or a Remax or Century 21, ask yourself right now, if that company was to get sold, or even if it was to shut down, would you have any say in it? If it was to get sold, who gets paid on this? The owners, the investors, and the shareholders. And so that was why when I first saw the eXp opportunity, and I would tell you, I was not looking at all when they showed it to me. They actually came to my office and pitched me inside of my brokerage, my brokerage at the time. They came and pitched me on why I should take a look at this eXp model. It was the first time I seen it. And as the mantra goes, once you see it, you can't unsee it. And that was how it was for me. Once I saw it, I saw, man, why would I not put myself and my family in an opportunity where I could have ownership, which was something I didn't have before. And so that would be something that I would encourage you to look at. If you are somewhere right now where you have no ownership and you're already going to sell real estate and you're already going to build a brand, why would you build someone else's brand rather than building your own brand? Why would you not build something that you and your family for years and generations on end could actually profit from, right? There's been multi-millionaires that have been made just off of the stock alone here in the last 5 years from eXp. Just in the last 5 years. And so that was something that was huge for me to think about, and I would encourage you to do the same thing. The last thing is something that always comes up, and I wanted to address it because it's been big for me in my 3 years here, is the company is only here for agent attraction and recruiting. Now, here's what I'll tell you. Understand that probably less than 5% of the people in eXp actually even focused on any type of agent attraction. Some people come over because they say, hey, you know what? I'm already selling real estate. Right now, I just have no ownership and I'm not getting multiple ways to be compensated for the same thing that I'm already doing at my current brokerage. So that's all I want to do. I just want to sell more real estate and I want to get my entire cap back to be on a true 100%. And I want to be able to build long-term wealth through the stock that I'm going to get, which is totally fine. Some other people come over and they say, hey, you know what? I'm just wanting to decrease my expenses. Right now, my expenses are $1,000, $2,000 a month. I'm paying royalty fees. I'm paying desk fees. I'm paying office fees, all these things that I'm not even utilizing. So if I can get my fees down, that's all I'm looking for, which is great. You can come over here for that as well. Some people say, hey, you know what? I would love to build a team. I would love to own my own brokerage one day. And that's why I love this, because it allows me to build a brokerage within the brokerage, but I'm not liable. I don't have any of the headache and I don't have any of the expenses, which is great as well. So it gives you opportunity to do whatever you want to do with your business. You got out of the corporate world or you got into real estate because you wanted options. You wanted options on being able to spend time with your kids. You wanted it to be flexible. You wanted to be able to take trips and vacations. Well, that's what eXp allows you more than any other traditional brokerage. And so be thinking about that on the agent attraction side. You don't have to, but the beauty of it is if you partner with the right team, you're probably going to have some people that are in your team, your community, your upline, whatever you want to call it. You're going to have people on there who do want to focus on that agent attraction. And that's another beauty of eXp. It allows you to have leverage. We all want the L word in real estate. And yes, that's love, that's listings, but it's also leverage. That's why we start teams, because we know that there's only so many deals that we can do personally. So we bring in team members, we share those leads with them, they close it, and then we get it cut. So be thinking about that. eXp just does that on steroids. And there's so many other ways that you're able to be compensated on it. But that's what I would tell you for anybody who's looking and they're saying, hey, should I be looking at this eXp opportunity? For me, I can tell you, being in real estate now for 6.5 years, knowing what I know now, I can never see myself selling anywhere else. We have the culture here, at least on my team. We have the leadership in the entire company. I've seen leadership. For me, I have a podcast. Look at it. DreamNation, shameless plug. But I'm interviewing 7, 8, 9-figure leaders all week long. The last thing that I would say is, if we want the opportunities, if we always say, man, if that opportunity came to me, well, understand that there's going to be opportunities that come to you. And this is an opportunity as well, especially if multiple people have reached out to you to say, hey, you got to look at this model. Think about the man in the boat story. If you've never heard it, I'll make it really quick. But there's a man that was, the water was coming up high. He was sitting on top of his house and he was about to drown. One guy comes by with the boat, says, hey, hop in. I got to save you. I got to get you to land. He says, no, God got me. He says, okay, he leaves. Second guy comes. He says, hey man, the water's rising. I got to get you out of here. Hop in the boat. Let's go. He says, nope, God's got me. The third guy comes along. He says, hey man, you're about to drown. Hop in this boat. We got to go. He says, nope, God's got me. Well, the moral of the story is he wound up drowning in the end. He gets to the pearly gates. He asks God, he says, God, I thought you had me. He says, you big dummy, I sent you 3 boats. So ask yourself in life, how many people have been sending you boats? Maybe it's not in real estate. Maybe it's in something else. But you've had a poor mindset. And what do I mean by poor? I don't mean anything to do with money, because that just means broke. Right? What poor means is passing over opportunities repeatedly. And so for you, if you're thinking, man, I missed the boat in the eXp thing, understand that there's 1.5 million agents or active licenses according to the National Association of Realtors. And eXp, depending on when you're watching this, they've just went over 48,000. That shows you how big we are, how fast we're growing, but also how small we are still in the grand scheme of things. And now with opening up, I think we're in 12 different countries, now going to 30 by the end of the year. There's so much opportunity left. But I would say don't block your blessings all because you fear the unknown. Anyway, that's all I got. Hopefully that has shared my experience and hopefully that's helped someone else out. I want to invite you to click on the link below and you could schedule a free call with me. There's no strings attached, and I'll tell you everything else that I've learned about the numbers, but also personalize that for your business. So if that's something that you're interested in, click on the link below. But remember, in the dream we trust, whatever your dream is, but you got to take action, because otherwise that dream that you have will only merely be a fantasy. If you've gotten anything out of this video, smash that like button. And also, if you're a part of eXp, drop a comment below. Let me know, what has your experience been? Let us all know, what has your experience been? And then also, if you're thinking about joining eXp, but you just have a couple questions and you want to put them out there, drop a comment below.